Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about things you should stop wearing when you hit your 30s. So in your 30s, you're still young. I'm not trying to say you're old. You still have plenty of time for your style to evolve a little bit. This is not like the end of the road for you. You don't need to worry about that or be clinging to your youth because you're still young. But I do think there's a big difference between what you should be wearing in your 20s, in your teen years, versus maybe what you should be wearing in your 30s. You don't necessarily have to have your entire life together in your 30s, but I think your 20s is kind of a time when you're kind of figuring things out a little bit more. Maybe you don't know what looks good on you, what your style is, but once you hit your 30s, I think it's more normal for men to kind of figure out what they like, what they don't like, what fits them, what doesn't, what looks good on them, and what doesn't. So this is all about perfecting your wardrobe. I always say to wear what makes you happy, what makes you feel confident, what makes you feel like the best version of you. But just from experience, just from the outside looking in, I think these are some fashion mistakes that men in their 30s make, and you'd be better off without these things in your closet. Before I jump into the video, make sure if you haven't already, you hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop for when I release new content. It helps me, which in return helps you, and I appreciate it. So number one on my list is distressed denim. So I know overly distressed denim is something that I never really like. I always say not to wear it. I just simply don't think it looks good. But when you're in your 30s, when you reach your 30s and you're still wearing this overly distressed or just really any distressed denim in general, you look like an F-boy. And like I mentioned earlier, your 30s should look a little bit more put together, a little bit more classic than your 20s. I'm not saying you need to dress like you are from the 1950s in a suit and nice clothes all the time. That is not what I'm saying at all. I think you can absolutely still dress casual and look great. So instead of that distressed denim, opt for a solid pair. This is much easier to dress up as well if you're going for more of a business casual look or you have a job where you can wear jeans to work. Number two, we have another denim one. So this is going to be light wash denim. I think light wash is okay when you're in your teenage years, when you're a little bit younger, maybe when you're first entering your 20s. However, once you get past this point, it's very hard to dress up light denim, and it's almost just a waste of your money. These just don't look as nice. They're not as versatile. Like I said, you can't dress these up like you could a pair of dark denim. I think dark denim is always, always, always a better option than a light wash pair. So like I said here, instead of this light wash denim, opt for the dark denim. I promise you it will look so much better. Number three, we have beaded bracelets. So this is actually kind of a cultural thing. I think this one does depend on where you are in the world. If you live somewhere at the beach or somewhere very tropical, I think these are okay, and they can kind of bring a casual feel to your outfit, and they just kind of work. However, if you have an office job and you're wearing a suit with a nice watch and a beaded bracelet, get rid of the beaded bracelet. I promise, it will look so much better if you just keep that nice watch without the distracting beaded bracelet. Say you're going to a wedding and you're wearing a beautiful suit, a luxury watch, and then a beaded bracelet. It ruins the whole thing. I'm really not exaggerating. I even asked some of my female friends about this to see if I was the only one that felt this way. The consensus among all of us was that these look horrible. So like I said, unless you live a very casual lifestyle, you're at the beach, you live somewhere tropical, you never dress up, I think these are okay. But if you're wearing something nice, take these off, please, I beg you. One exception to this rule is if your child made you this bracelet and you're being a good dad, please continue to wear it. That is the exception here. If you're being a sweet dad and you're wearing something that your child made you, please continue to wear it. That's adorable and will get you brownie points in the long run. Unless you're in those situations I mentioned that are the exceptions, take it off. And it's crazy that something as simple as a beaded bracelet can kind of ruin a whole look. If you are someone that likes to accessorize and you want to wear something with your watch, I would recommend just a plain metal bracelet. I found a really cool one that I'm going to put up on the screen for you guys. So instead of the beaded bracelet, if you really want to wear a bracelet, if you're a bracelet guy and you're thinking, Courtney, what else can I wear if I can't wear the beaded bracelet? Go for a watch or go for a simple metal bracelet. Number four, we have graphic t-shirts. You're probably all thinking what I'm thinking, the t-shirts that have the corny sayings on them, the t-shirts with the periodic table. Unless you're a science teacher wearing this for your students, don't wear this. So pretty generally, I think there's a time and place for these. If you're running errands really quickly, if you're sleeping, if you're working out, if you're at home just lounging around with your family, these are totally okay to wear. But if you're going out to something nice, you have to dress up a little bit, just opt for a basic t-shirt instead of the graphic t-shirt. I promise you it will look so much better. I know in my what to not wear in your 20s video, I touched on wearing things from college, things from high school with logos and mascots and all of that all over it, and that also applies applies to this video as well, but I think just any kind of graphic t-shirt in general, this is something that a lot of men wear, and I think it's almost to be kind of funny. And while it's funny the first time, when you keep wearing it, it kind of wears off, and that funny aspect about it just isn't there anymore. So like I said, if you really have a shirt you love, you can wear these at home. Don't feel like you need to throw these away. However, if you're going out in public, opt for that plain, solid t-shirt, the basic t-shirt instead of this graphic tee. It's always going to look better, and like I've said so many times in videos, often basics make the best outfits. Number 5, we have juvenile sneakers. And by this, I mean an old pair of sneakers that you've had since high school. I mean the pair of skate shoes that you wore when you were 14, the colorful Converse that are very juvenile looking. Get rid of these, get yourself a nice sharp pair of sneakers. Just because you're in your 30s doesn't mean that you can't wear sneakers anymore and still look really casual and cool. There are so many sneakers out on the market now. Regardless of what your style is, there's gonna be something out there for you. So upgrade to a nice pair of sneakers that look really great with casual outfits. I promise if you just upgrade this part of your outfit, it can change the whole entire look. Often the first thing people notice about your outfit is actually your shoes. So if you're wearing a really great outfit and then an old ratty pair of sneakers, it's ruined. Next up, we have boxers. So I know this one's gonna sound kind of silly because no one really sees this anyway, but a lot of times you can actually see these underneath your pants. If you're wearing pants that are a little bit tighter, you definitely do not want to be wearing boxers. Opt for a pair of boxer briefs instead. Boxer briefs look better when you have clothes on and when you don't have clothes on. Trust me, get rid of those boxers that your mom got you from American Eagle when you were in 9th grade and get yourself some nice upgraded boxer briefs. You do not need to spend a ton of money on these. Anything will do, but I promise any type of boxer brief is gonna look better than a pair of boxers. Boxer briefs just look a lot more mature, like you're more put together, and like I mentioned earlier, look better under your clothes. And last on my list, we have baggy clothing, or really just any clothing that doesn't fit. It's totally okay if when you're younger, your clothes don't necessarily fit you perfect. While I think fit is always the #1 thing, maybe for younger people, this is something that they don't think of as much because they're more focused on what's trendy right now, what's popular right now, trying to dress how everyone else dresses. But when you're in your 30s, I think it's a lot more common to know what you like, to know what fits you, to know what looks good on you. And this is the time in your life when you should spend a lot more time focusing on what looks good and what fits. Focusing on that fit is the most important rather than focusing on what's trendy right now, keeping up with the latest fads, etc. Having a very basic outfit that fits you absolutely perfect is going to look better than what's trendy right now and what all the young kids are wearing. And I'm not saying 30 is old, like I mentioned before, but you don't need to be focusing on trends. You need to be focusing on the classics and the basics that often always look better anyway. So guys, that concludes my list of things you should stop wearing in your 30s. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me, if you think I missed anything. Would love to hear what you guys think down below. Also, if you didn't hit that subscribe button earlier in the video, be sure to hit that now and like this video if you found it helpful. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys on there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.